Tensions had already reached a boiling point in Epping, but what followed left the entire community in shock. Rather than addressing the root cause of the crisis, Keir Starmer chose to turn on the public. Instead of showing empathy, he issued harsh criticism, aimed precisely at those his administration had failed to protect. With demonstrations growing and the police response becoming increasingly heavy-handed, one thing is now undeniable: the situation is reaching a critical point. Let's break it all down. Before we continue, make sure to support the channel by giving this video a like and subscribing so you never miss an update. Now, back to the facts. An event as extraordinary as it is revealing has just shaken the town of Epping, Essex. A typically quiet community has now become the center of a political firestorm after a wave of protests erupted outside a hotel housing migrants. In response, the government launched a damage control operation. Rather than addressing the root of the public's anger, Prime Minister Keir Starmer opted to condemn the demonstrators. His team labeled the violence as completely unacceptable, a sentiment no one is disputing. But in making that statement, both he and his allies ignored, or worse, deliberately dismissed, the underlying issue. The tipping point came when a 38-year-old asylum seeker was charged with assaulting a 14-year-old girl. This individual had recently arrived in the UK by small boat and allegedly attempted to kiss the teenage girl just days after being placed in the Epping Migrant hotel. This is not rumor or conspiracy, it's official. He appeared in court last week. So when local residents took to the streets holding signs that read "Protect our daughters" and "Deport foreign criminals," the question must be asked: were they truly the villains of this story? Or were they simply doing what any concerned parent, sibling, or decent citizen would do: speak out and demand accountability? The authorities wasted no time in responding. Riot police were deployed, dispersal orders issued, and the right to protest was criminalized. Working-class Britons were painted as mindless thugs. Over the past 2 nights, Essex police arrested 6 individuals near the hotel. Bottles and flares were thrown, and several officers were injured. While no form of violence can be justified, it's vital to understand that this unrest didn't emerge out of nowhere. It was the result of long-simmering tension, a pressure cooker finally blowing its lid. Rather than listening to the concerns of the public, Starmer and the wider establishment chose to vilify those they are meant to salve. On Thursday, 8 officers were injured during the clashes. Deputy Chief Constable Stuart Hooper was quick to brand the demonstrators as thugs, making no distinction between genuinely concerned families and violent agitators. No effort was made to understand the broader context, only blanket condemnation and a clear message: dissent will not be tolerated. The Prime Minister's office reaffirmed its official stance: peaceful protest is a fundamental part of our democracy, but any attack on the police is completely unacceptable. This was followed by a more forceful statement: we will never tolerate criminal violence. But where is the accountability of the system itself? What about the danger posed to children? And the fact that potential threats are being placed in quiet neighborhoods without warning or consent? These questions remain unanswered. Meanwhile, police operations in Epping have intensified. Authorities shut down the town's main road, introduced special powers under Section 60A banning the use of face coverings, and carried out arrests throughout the night. Chief Superintendent Simon Anslow even issued a chilling warning: our cells are ready for you, don't be in any doubt about where you'll be spending the night. That's not public reassurance. That's intimidation. Yet not everyone is buying into the official narrative. Nigel Farage, leader of Reform UK, released a strong statement. While he acknowledged the presence of far-right agitators among the protesters, he also pointed the finger at groups like Antifa for escalating the violence. According to Farage, many of those in attendance were simply anxious parents and local residents who feel utterly abandoned by the government. Farage warned that the political elite in London have no grasp of how close the country is to widespread civil disobedience. And he may have a point. This isn't just about Epping. It's not about one hotel or a single asylum seeker. It's about a nation teetering on the edge of a social crisis. When a 14-year-old girl is assaulted by someone who never should have been allowed into the country in the first place, the bare minimum we should expect from our leaders is reflection and urgent reform, not insults, deflections, and authoritarian crackdowns. Still, Downing Street continues trying to spin the story as a public order issue rather than acknowledge it as a serious failure of governance. Now, with a mass demonstration called by Tommy Robinson scheduled for this Sunday, expected to draw thousands, the establishment is on high alert. But not because they are seeking justice. Their real concern lies in public perception, in losing control of the narrative, in the fact that the truth is starting to surface. Essex police remain on high alert. Protesters remain defiant. And the rest of the UK is watching closely, because what's happening today in Epping could be just the beginning of something much bigger across the country. We want to hear your thoughts. Do you believe the government is acting fairly, or is it simply crushing legitimate public anger? Leave us a comment down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more updates. See you in the next one.